Hi, today I'm going to do a look with some natural and organic products because lots of people have asked me if I use these types of products and if I like them. So I've put a selection out of the ones that I genuinely like and have used, and I'm going to do a look with them. So starting with foundation, I've got a couple here that I like, but before I do that I'm going to show you the one that I'm going to use today, and it's from the range La Vera, which is a German brand. I like this brand because they sell it in my local Whole Foods market, so that's really handy for me. I think most of these brands are from there actually, apart from one. But also it's a really good brand because, like a lot of the other brands, it doesn't have petrochemicals, parabens, synthetic preservatives, lots of the chemical nasties that are associated with cosmetic production, and it's very good for sensitive skin. So a lot of their brand is about sensitivity, and because they take out all the known allergens, the sort of obvious allergens, it is a good brand for sensitive skin. The other thing I like is that they do good colours in their foundation, which, to be honest, some of the brands don't. That's where they fall down on their colours. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Now, this foundation does not contain silicone. None of this range contains silicone. So it's a little bit different to what you're used to using, because most brands contain silicone, and silicone is a thing. I have been asked a few times as well what I think about silicone in makeup, and it's in everything. I mean, 99% of brands, hair brands, makeup brands, it's in foundations, it's in powders, it's in everything, it's in skincare. And it's the thing that I guess when you try out a new powder, eyeshadow, or you try out a new foundation, it's that thing that when you feel the texture, you say, oh, it's such a lovely texture, it's so smooth and it goes on so easily, it's so slippy and it feels so incredible. That's the silicone. So because these foundations without silicone, they go on a lot better, I think, with fingers than they do with a brush, because when you use a brush with them, they tend to separate and they need working in a bit more. One of the things I love most about this foundation is the smell. It's made with all natural oils, and it really does smell. You can tell that it's got all the natural oils and it smells incredible. Okay, so I've put quite a bit on there. I mean, you could build up and build up, or put less on if you want to, but that's given me a really nice, very, very natural looking, smooth base. Some other foundations, liquid foundations that I like from natural and organic brands are Dr. Hauschka, because it's just a fantastic organic natural brand. It's got an amazing ethos and philosophy if you look on their website. I've used their skincare for years. Unfortunately, their colours aren't brilliant in their foundations, and I couldn't find a colour that was right for me. A little bit cool, a little bit pinky toned, so that would be my only qualm with that. But loads of their products, their powders and their things are really, really lovely, and they don't have any silicone or any of the other things we mentioned. This is one I've talked about recently and I've used, is the Bourjois Bio Detox. I had loads of comments saying this is so hard to blend. It's because it doesn't have silicone, and it's quite interesting that you guys are all silicone addicts, just like I am. You're used to that lovely, smooth, seamless, easy to blend feel. So yeah, so this is why this feels different from other foundations, and why you do have to blend it a lot more than other foundations. It's because it hasn't got the silicone in. A natural brand that does use silicone, it doesn't use silicone in its skincare, but it uses silicone in all of its makeup, is Korres, which is a Greek brand. And these are lovely products because they don't have all of the petrochemicals and all the other stuff in, but they do have silicone in all of their makeup, so it's really slippy and lovely. The other thing I like about Korres, I'm actually going to use their concealer now, which is has a little bit of silicone in. This is their under eye light reflective pen. Is that it's a really fashion forward brand. So it has really good colours that you genuinely would want to wear, good tones in their foundations, natural looking. And yeah, they're just more fashion forward, because I think that's what I tend to feel when I go to the Whole Food market. And if anyone else out there loves Whole Food market as much as I do, I mean, I can just get lost in there for a whole day. But one of the things that always stands out to me is that a lot of these natural organic brands, it's like they haven't got a makeup artist working with them or somebody to give them good colours, because I very rarely see lipsticks and things that I would like from these brands. They tend to be a little bit old-fashioned looking. So from that point of view, I think Korres is a great natural brand because it's got all of that but without the chemicals. So next I'm going to use some concealer, natural concealer, again from Lavera. And this is 01, which is light. I'm just going to cover a couple of little marks. I might have to use a brush. So next I'm going to use Wild Rose brightening powder, just to set the foundation. So next onto eyeshadow, and I've chosen this colour by Lavera, which is called Magic Grey, because it's quite a nice dark dramatic colour which you don't necessarily associate with natural makeup. Although I'm using natural makeup, I don't want to do a really, really natural look. I'm just going to apply this all over my eyelids. Not too much payoff, but enough. You're starting to see it. I'm going to do quite a soft smoky eye. It's actually gone on nicely. It's nice and smooth actually. Or maybe I'm going to have to give up my silicone addiction after all. So that's how it looks. It's a little bit, needs a bit more blending than usual. Next I'm going to use Lavera pencil in grey. Use this just along my lower lash line. Oh, it's a lovely colour and really soft, this pencil. That's really, really lovely product. A little bit in the waterline. Now I'm going to use a smoky liner brush, this is the number 7 one, and go back in with the grey. Take it off back of my hand and just smudge in this pencil. Oh, it's lovely and soft. Love this colour. It's a proper grey, that is. And it hasn't got any shimmer in it, it's like a proper matte grey pencil, which I really like. Next I'm going to use the Dr. Hauschka liquid liner in black. This is really good if you've got sensitive eyes. It's got quite a long brush, so it's a little bit tricky if you're not used to using such a long brush. But if you just go in and start to just gently pat it into the roots of the eyelashes, and you can build up from there. And then just start building up. I've still got some curled eyelashes from my lash lift, so I've got to work around those. This is not the greatest brush, I have to say. I've just dipped it back in and now it looks like it's splaying a little bit. The actual eyeliner itself is very nice though. I think it might be an idea to have a little liner brush and just dip it on into that. Also, note to Dr. Hauschka, sort your brushes out. That's the second time I've used that. Last time it was fine. And I think as I'm starting to go in and out, and it's been a few times now, it's really splaying, and that is not good. The eyeliner's good, and I love the brand, but the brush, then hopefully they'll sort that out. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the grey eyeshadow from Lavera, and I'm probably just going to smudge this liner in a little bit. Just at the edge there. One last dip into the Magic Grey to increase the little bit of the socket line there. And that is pretty much eyeshadow done. And now mascara, I'm going to use Lavera, this double-ended one they do. One side is volumizing, one side is lengthening. I've used this before, and that's volumizing, this is the one. It's a really good mascara for sensitive eyes. It's not really dramatic, it's quite natural because it hasn't got all the bulking fibres and all the stuff that regular brands have in. So it's quite, although they say it's volumizing, I guess it's not as volumizing as we're all used to with our mega volumizing mascaras. So you can really build up and just keep building up and building up with it. Okay, so that's the eyes pretty much done. Next I'm going to use this, which is a balancing tint powder by Dr. Hauschka. I'm going to use a MAC 109. It's very subtle, but it's matte as well, which I think it's quite a good a good palette for contouring. So next for blusher, and I'm going to use this beautiful palette by Dr. Hauschka. I love this pink. It's really pretty with the flower on it. This is a gorgeous colour. It's got a little bit of shimmer in, but it's not too much. It's quite sheer, so you can add as much as you like, just build up the colour. I'm just going to do my eyebrows a little bit. I haven't got anything from the natural organic ranges for my brows. I know that Aveda do quite a nice brow pencils, but I haven't got any of them. But that's a really good natural brand too. And last I'm going to use Corrè's lip butter in pomegranate. And this is just a really nice, easy lip. So Moorish. It's one of those lipsticks or lip products that you just want to keep touching up constantly. It smells so nice. So that's it. That's the finished look, and I like it. I like the smoky eye. I love the pencil. I thought the pencil was amazing, and the blusher, and I love this foundation too. This is just a very, very small selection of the ethically sustainable, environmentally friendly, natural organic brands that are around. There's more and more coming onto the market every day. And if it is something that's really important to you, I think, you know, there's tons now to choose from. In terms of choosing the right colour for you or texture, you just have to try it out, just the same as every other type of makeup. I think my only criticism would be that sometimes the colours aren't quite as fashion forward as you'd want them to be. And they are obviously limited because of the chemicals and the silicone that they don't use. They are limited in terms of texture that they can provide. But I think that there are some really interesting products there. These are just the ones that I can buy locally to me, but there are tons. So I hope that was interesting, and thanks for watching.